What's going on, guys? Night Rainbow here with another reaction video. And, well, really more like reaction videos, since I'm going to be looking at two videos today. Both are in the ELJ world. First one is going to be for Bonds of Justice Episode 4, Not Far from the Tree, which I believe involves Apple Bloom and the that really annoying guard that no one likes. The other video is going to be that shorter 2.8.5 video. Figure out how short that one was. That didn't really seem like it was worth doing its own video on, so I'm just going to tag it on to the end of this. Especially since I think yesterday they just released an update video saying that Case 9 is going to be releasing this coming Saturday on the 27th. So I need to get caught up on this. Yeah, so starting with Bonds of Justice, like I said, I'm pretty sure it is about Apple Bloom and that annoying guard, whatever his name was. I also know that update video said that the next Bonds of Justice video, episode 5, will be the last one for season 1. And then they're going to be doing more for season 2, which is going to be involved around Case 3. So we're almost done with this one. So this one's about 19 and a half minutes long. So let's go ahead, get this started, and see what happens. Sweet Apple Acres.
Sweetieville? What in the hay is going on with you? First, you refused to help with the investigation. Then, it turns out you were also in the Everfree Forest that night. And now you've been accused of killing Royal Order. The same thing that Scoots was accused of. I just don't get it. Why would you ever kill any pony? Let alone some pony you've never even met. And what were you doing in the Everfree Forest anyhow?
Oh, this was going to be rough.
Doesn't make sense. Not unless you went there to somehow stop Scootaloo and Turnin. Scootaloo. Gosh, I hadn't thought until now how she's taken all of this. She's probably still shaken up by everything that happened in the trial. And probably by everything else that night.
Consider what happened,
I
definitely.
get why she felt she had to go into the Everfree, but even so, it was probably a mistake dragging poor Turnin along too. Even if, I guess, it makes sense. Turnin's the kind of colt to help you out with anything if you asked him. And I guess it makes sense that you'd ask him of all ponies to help. He definitely made quite the impression on you, didn't he? He sure made an impression on all of us. I guess in a town like Ponyville, it's not every day that some pony saves you by swinging a sword. All of us. It seems like everything is falling apart thanks to all that happened in that forest.
I mean, it's definitely a mess.
Sweetie arguing in the courtroom lobby. Now they're not even talking to each other. Rarity, Rainbow, and Applejack all getting into a yelling match earlier today. What's happening to us? Why are we all becoming so mean and nasty with one another? When all this is over, and the real killer is caught and locked up, will we still be friends? Can we even still be friends?
Trying to remember what this takes place.
I'm not gonna stand here any longer doing nothing. I'm gonna find out what happened that night, get Sweetieville declared innocent, and then every pony can go back to being friends again. Right? Yeah. Cutie Mark Crusader Solo Investigator! It just doesn't sound the same on its own. Oh well.
I'm guessing this is before. It's obviously before last
and
episode.
with Applejack around, She'll definitely notice if I sneak out on my
Training
chores.
pitch gets accused again.
Whew. I'm beat. Gonna need a little break before I get back out there. It's a shame those trees can't just harvest themselves. Hey, Apple Bloom. How's the sweeping coming along?
The floor's pretty much all swept. I just gotta empty the dustpan, is all.
Sounds great. What's next on your list, Sugar Cube?
Let me go get my list real quick. Well, let's see. Oh, yeah. I've got, Cobweb in the stables next.
Cobweb in the stables? Are you sure about that, Apple Bloom?
Yep. It says so right here on the list.
Let me see that. Huh. Could've sworn that one was for Big Mac once he and Granny got back from Hall of Shades.
Well,
'cause
I
it
guess
was.
they decided I was old enough to take this on. So I'll just go get the proper covering clothes and cleaning gear.
Oh, no you don't, Apple Bloom. Don't think I don't know what you're doing.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know what I mean. You're trying to take on more than you can handle, so Big Mac and Granny won't have to work themselves when they get back. While I
pretty
appreciate your
close.
heart being in the right place, I don't think their chores are something you should be doing at this time. But if it makes you feel better, I'll go cobweb the stable so you don't have to worry about it. That sound fair?
Gee, thanks, sis. I'll just empty the dustpan and take a break for a bit. Maybe I can go for a walk and get some fresh air?
You do that, Apple Bloom. Just remember not to wander off too far from the farm. I don't want you getting into trouble, alright?
Got it, sis.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Sorry, sis, but I've heard it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Time to start investigating. And I know just the place to start.
Okay. So what are we gonna find out here?
Halt!
Oh, we're going to this one.
Whoa.
Okay.
You okay, kid?
Yeah, I'm alright. Y'all just surprised me a bit.
What are you doing here, kid? The Everfree Forest is no place for a filly to be alone.
Are you two the ones guarding the forest?
Yes, we are. The orders came from the detective in charge. Since he's returned, we're allowed to let those working on the case look over the crime scenes, but every pony else is forbidden from entering.
Well, can you let me in? I'm working on the case too.
Oh, yeah? Well, if you're with the defense or prosecution, then you have to show us some identification to prove yourself. Got a badge on you?
Sterling.
Sorry, Mr. Guard's pony. I don't have a badge.
Name's Sterling Spade, little filly. And I'm sorry to say, but if you don't have any identification, then we can't let you in. Safety and public security reasons, I'm sure you understand.
But my friend, she's the defendant. I need to help her however I can.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Friends
it,
with the
though.
defendant. I'm sorry, kid.
I
I
know
get
she
it,
might.
truly. But that still doesn't mean we can't let you enter.
Hold on. You're one of Sweetie Belle's friends? What's your name?
Me? I'm Apple Bloom, Miss Guard's pony.
Apple Bloom. You're Applejack's little sister, right?
Oh boy, here we go.
I mean, yeah, I am.
Let's.
I can't believe I'm talking to Applejack's sister
Oh
right now.
God, you got a fangirl.
Mr. Spade, she okay?
Oh yeah, she's okay. Cinnamon Swirl over here just has a bit of a crush on your sister.
Oh, a crush. Oh.
A crush?
Sterling, you promised you wouldn't tell.
Yep. She first saw her at Princess Twilight's coronation, and ever since, she's been completely smitten. And those feelings
Oh, that
only got
is
stronger
great.
when she found out she was the bearer of the element of honesty.
Sterling.
Sometimes I see her writing a letter to her during her breaks. She even sometimes called her my sweet apple.
Oh my
Some of
god.
those letters were really.
Great, that's enough.
Dude, you're gonna die.
Hey, that hurt.
And the next one's gonna hurt more if you keep yapping.
Miss Swirl?
Yes, Apple Bloom?
I'm not sure if Applejack's interested in mares, but I wouldn't mind if you wanted me to put in a good word. Think you could let me through just for a tiny second? I'm sure Applejack would appreciate you doing
God
this for me.
damn it.
Nice try, kiddo. But as nice as that sounds, I still can't let you in.
Darn it! Thought that'd work for sure.
It was a good attempt.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I might have to push through it. Then you leave me no choice but
Guards?
Oh, hi.
Lockkeeper Equity.
Lockkeeper Equity? That name sounds familiar.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm Apple Bloom, ma'am, and I could honestly ask you the same thing about what you're doing here. I mean,
That is none of your concern. Besides, I believe it's more important to know what a filly like you is doing out here near the Everfree Forest. This is a crime scene. You have no business
I honestly
here.
forgot that she was out there.
I wasn't trying to cause any trouble, ma'am. I just wanted to help Sweetie Belle.
What are you talking about?
My friend is one of the suspects on trial tomorrow. I couldn't just sit around when I could be helping clear her name.
Is that so?
She really is one of the defendant's friends, and she hasn't done anything yet either.
Unfortunately.
I see. Well then, if you're not here to cause trouble, then we'll let you off with a warning. If you promise to go right back home and not come back.
I ask you a question though, ma'am. And I think when oponies ask something, they should have the decency to answer.
Oh, Lord, you're pushing it.
I'm here to pay my respects to the deceased.
Pay respects? To the deceased? Does she mean Royal Order, right? Wasn't that his name?
You must know that from the previous trial. Yes. Royal Order. A valiant soldier struck down in his prime.
Yeah. Turnan's probably beyond upset with what happened.
What do you know of Turning Page?
I'm friends with him, ma'am. That's actually how I first heard about his dad. When we first met, Turnan told us about how his dad
I can't
was
wait
a
to
member
learn
of the
more
Royal
about
Guard
Equity.
and how much he wanted to be like him when he grew up. I didn't want to believe it was Royal Order who got killed, since he's got a family and everything to look after and care for. And Turnan really admired his dad, so I really, really, really wanted him to still be alive, but now he knows the clones were involved.
That, but
Losing
then-
his
oh.
dad was hard enough.
Yeah, so this is
now.
definitely before that.
I can only imagine how it feels
Oh,
to
yeah, 'cause
lose
that was
his
in the
dad
last
twice
episode
in
too,
one
so-
night. And either way, he'll have to grow up without one. Growing up without a dad, it's like a plant trying to grow without water. It hurts. It hurts more than anything.
Do you not have a father in your life, young Apple Bloom?
Huh? No. He and my mom passed away when I was young.
Oh, that's. I'm so sorry. What happened?
I don't know what happened for sure. Granny, Applejack, and Big Mac don't talk much about him. But I know they watch over us from the sky now. And Sis always said that if the stars are twinkling,
Yeah, why?
that means
Why do
Mom
these
and
have too
Dad
much
are
feels?
proud of us. So that comforts me a little. What about you? Where are you from? What's your family like?
She's gonna shut down.
My familial situation is one I'd rather not discuss. You've been here for a long time, Applebloom. You must be worrying some pony by now. I suggest you get back to them before you worry them more.
Oh, okay. Goodbye, ma'am. Miss Swirl, Mr. Spade.
Yeah, I need to know where they're gonna go with equity.
Oh boy! That Lockkeeper Equity pony sure was terrifying. Her name sounds so familiar, though. Where did I hear it before?
The sixth member, known as the Lawkeeper, is the head of the High Council. They are elected by the council members themselves whenever the previous Lawkeeper either retires or passes away.
Here you go! An equestrian attorney badge, sent directly from the High Council.
Wow, thanks. That was really fast.
Oh, you're too kind! But if you must thank Sympony, you should thank the head of the High Council, Lawkeeper Equity.
Yeah, because she's obviously planning something with
She
that.
must be the one Twilight and Miss Stamp
Like she
mentioned.
said, that was
She's
really
a lot
quick.
different than what I thought. A lot scarier, that's for sure. But there's something off about her.
Yeah.
She was cold before, but when I asked about her family, she seemed disappointed? Is that it? Why would that be?
Applebloom!
Applejack? What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be cobwebbing the stables?
I finished up earlier than expected. Apparently the spiders haven't been as active lately, so there weren't that many cobwebs to clean. I went to ask you what you wanted for dinner, but I couldn't find you anywhere. I've been flipping Ponyville darn near upside down to try and find you. Where have you been, anyhow? You worried me sick, Sugar Cube.
I'm sorry, Applejack. I was trying to help Sweetie out.
By running off without telling me? Why would you do that?
You weren't supposed to finish up so quickly. I knew that if I told you where I was going, you'd stop me.
What? Why would... Sweet Celestia. Applebloom, please tell me you didn't.
Yep.
No. I didn't go inside. Cross my heart and hope to fly. I swear it. There were guards placed there, and they wouldn't let me through. And I kinda got chased out after a time.
Thanks, Celestia. Don't worry me like that next time. You nearly gave me a heart attack.
I'm sorry.
And you shouldn't have run off like that. I was really scared, you know. I know you're worried about Sweetie Belle and the trial tomorrow, but Athena and Twilight are on the case like a bloodhound on a scent. They managed to get Turning and Scootaloo out of this, so you're gonna get Sweetie out of this too.
Yeah,
Yeah, all of you guys knew what was coming.
I just wish I could help out somewhat, you know? I hate waiting around for something to happen.
Tell you what, why don't we head on over to the castle and wait for him to return? We can ask how things are and see what's going on.
Really? You mean it?
Well, we've already got most of our chores done, so I don't see why we can't do something in the meantime.
Applejack, you're my best sister ever.
I'm your only sister, Sugar Cube.
That still makes you the best.
Let's head on over to Twilight's. They're probably back by now anyhow.
Okay. Hopefully Athena, Twilight, and the others have found something by now. Or have at least got some idea of what could have happened that night. You already know what happened with Scoops, Turnin, Zecora, Diamond Tiara, and Silver Spoon. And we've got some kind of idea of what happened with Turnin's dad and his clone that night. But what about Sweetie Belle and Miss Stamp? What happened to them? And what was with Lockkeeper Equity? Well, I guess time will give the answers we need eventually.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just hope it's nothing bad.
still a little bit more. Oh, credits, okay. Forgot to mute my phone. Alright. Alright, so it wasn't the guard I was thinking, but I do like those two guards too, so. Just a little, you know, insight into how Applejack was feeling during a portion of this. At least before what I assume was the trial that's currently going on. That's kind of the problem with this, with how long this case is it's been like, what, 2.5, maybe 3 episodes of one trial. So even though it's been like, these have been coming out months, they probably only been in there for like a few hours in total. So I'm getting mixed up on where the timeline is on some of these things when we kind of go back and look at them. But yeah, that's just a nice little, like I said, nice little insight into how she's thinking before, finding out the whole mess that we got with 2-8. That's gonna be a good one. It really makes me wonder what the last Bonds of Justice is gonna be about, though, for this season. Who we're gonna focus on. My hope is Scootaloo. After figuring out that, or at least after, I don't know, because technically they didn't take a break yet, so there won't be a good moment for them for Scootaloo to have any, be given any thoughts about how she feels about the possibility that Turning Page was the one that killed his dad. Which, I don't know. There's definitely something more to that, and we're obviously going to see that Saturday when the episode comes out. But before we get to that, though, we got a Case 2 8.5 thing we got to watch. So let me go ahead and get that pulled up. This is about 3 minutes long. It's called A Hanging Omen. So let's go ahead, get this one going, and see what happens. Who are you?
Oh, wait! Mr. Detective,
Oh, is that Coco?
Sir.
Yes, my dear?
Yes, it is.
I was just wondering, all of that with the costumes, was that really necessary?
Necessary? Is it necessary for ponies to wear items of clothing at all, Miss Pamela?
Well,
I mean, true.
not really, I suppose.
Precisely. But we do it anyway because it's enjoyable. Besides, all of them were simply hanging there, the poor things. Your hard work was just not being given the reverence it deserved.
Oh, that face.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Detective.
But that's not what you chased me down to ask me, is it? I'd wager you're really here to inquire about my little discovery?
Yes. I heard from Playwright. He said you found a lead on Overall's death?
Indeed I have. Are you curious as to what it is?
I only know, I'm sorry, but I don't believe it. There's no way it's true.
The truth can, in one way, be likened to that of a light at the end of a long tunnel. Quite often, said light can appear with a blinding intensity, making one unwilling to open their eyes upon reaching it.
But...
That being said, this is merely a lead, after all. For now.
So, you mean it's just a possibility? One of many?
My dear, there is very little in this world that is impossible. If this was only a possibility, I wouldn't consider it a very valuable lead. One that I intend to pursue.
But sir, this isn't a possibility. This can't
What is
be
going
right.
on?
Miss Pamela, as much as it pains me to say, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Now I must bid you farewell. My time is precious, and there are a great many things still to do.
Sir, wait!
I cannot stay, my dear. I must be swift. The game is a hoof.
Okay, Sherlock.
Oh, Henri. It can't be true. Can it?
Oh, shit. Okay, so that either that was meant to be very vague as to what was going on, or I'm completely forgetting something, but I feel like that was being vague. Because I think the result of case 1 was that it was like basically an accident, I believe. Like, if I remember right, Overall was chasing the person that was stealing the fabric or whatever, and I think like either slipped or the attacker banged his head and he fell over and got caught up on the rope. I can't exactly remember, but you know, obviously they never figured out who the person that stole the fabric was, and I had a feeling that that was going to come back and play a role there. But now it sounds like there's something. It didn't really. What's about to happen doesn't really involve that pony, but more about Overall himself. And maybe he was involved in something that may tie into either the end of case 9 or maybe something that's going to happen in a future case, or maybe just the overall arc that's going on with this story. Because I feel like obviously we still got more cases to go. It's still a little early to figure this out, but obviously Lawkeeper Equity is going to be involved in some big thing. Either there's going to be some bad, or you know, it's kind of red herring. We're being made to think that she's involved in something, but she's not. Either way, I feel like she's going to be a big major character at the end of all this. That's going to have like some big tie-in with everything that was going on. So I feel like this is kind of hinting that Overall was part of whatever big arc is going on with all these. Again, it's still too early to figure that out, since we haven't really gotten any enough information about what's going on overall with the story. But because in terms of, again, considering this is 8.5, this may end up tying into case 9. Maybe him and Royal Order was doing something, and which may have, I don't know if it really affected Royal Order's death at all, but maybe led to something that would have caused that to happen later down the line. But I don't know. I feel like this feels more like it was meant to be at the end of the credits of case 8, and either they didn't have it finished or they forgot to put it on. Because you know, they sometimes do that. They'll put like a little ending credit scene on there that kind of gives a little bit more story overall. So this feels more like that. But again, how that is going to, whether that ties into case 9 or 2-9, or that's going to be the overall story, we'll see. I feel like it's the overall story, but again, we'll have to see when case 9 drops if they bring him back up or not. I don't think they will, but yeah, I'm definitely excited to see how case 9 turns out. So yeah, another cool, really good Bonds of Justice episode. Got a little bit more backstory with Apple Bloom, and looking forward to seeing what episode 5 is going to be about. And this little 8.5 bit, giving us a bit more story to Overall's death, possibly, or maybe something he was involved with. So overall, this is a really great series. I'm loving how and just how much to this story and this world that they're actually creating here. Like, it's so cool, and you don't see this much, all that much anymore in this fandom. I'm loving it. I love every minute of it. So I'm excited to see what happens with Case 9 and the future Bonds of Justice episode 5. So with that said, that was Bonds of Justice episode 4 and Case 2 8.5. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take it easy.